Hello, crazy lovelies. It's me again, and I know it's been a while since I did anything on YouTube or Instagram. And first and foremost, I hope you all are doing well and having a start of a great spring. I just want to get started on a few things and let you guys know what I'm going to be doing in the near future. A lot of things have changed for me, and it's for the better. I'm starting my new journey and having my life become in a new light. And I know a lot of people they celebrate the new year in January, but I feel that this is my month to celebrate my new year in April, and which makes more sense to me because everything is new, it's blooming in the springtime, everything is fresh, and and I just feel like the new year should start in this month, especially for me. A lot of things have changed. I'm getting married in a week, and I'm very excited about that. I just had twin boys 16 months ago, so I'm still adjusting as a mom again. I have an 8-year old son also, so it's just been big events that's happening for me and just great blessings. Just recently came back from a Bibles and Baths convention trip in South Carolina with one of my dear friends who's also gonna is also my bridesmaid, and it was just a very illuminating and soul shifting experience for me. And I think it's starting to I think I needed that trip. I needed that anointing to start open doors for me. And it's just for the starters, it's just been wonderful. It's just been great. So yes, I'm gonna be doing a lot of different things coming up in this season, and I feel like this will benefit most of you, and I'm hoping that you would join me on this journey. As for starters, I don't know if you remember, but a few years back I started my spiritual um, journey that I was keeping a journal on. Now that is slowly being turned into that is now being turned into a memoir of mine that I am going to be having published in a few months. I'm very excited about that. I had a lot of help with some great people that from editing and all that good stuff. And now I'm in the final stage of trying to get it published and launched, so you guys can so it can be available to you guys to read it. And basically it's just explaining my journey of how I went through a lot of trauma and experience, and how that trauma led me back to Christ and led me back to the Most High, and how I dealt with that trauma, dealing with other things of um, seeking other avenues that I thought would help me or make my life be better and give me faster results, and that didn't turn out to be the case. Um, and so I went through all these trials and tribulations of disconnect, things with my family, things with my spouse, even things within myself. And this is what this book's about. And I wanted to share that story with you, and I hope it will benefit you because I know I'm not the only one who has experienced a loss or disconnect of who they are as an individual or as a woman, who they are spiritually, who they are in the world, how people see them, um, not feeling a connect with the most divine as everybody else seems to have, and wondering what is wrong with you, why you're not getting that spiritual experience, why you're not connecting. I also went through this phase where I felt like the Most High, he was great and all, but maybe he just wasn't for me, and it was just a lot of things. And I know I'm probably not the only woman or only person that been in this boat of struggling with your faith, trying to figure out what to believe. How does spirituality even have any effect in your natural life when there's so much things that are pushing and tugging you within the world. And that's what I touch on in this book on a personal level, so to speak. Also, I know you see the title below, Sanctuary of a Wild Woman. I also wanted to get into. I'm gonna start a blog series of Sanctuary of a Wild Woman, and basically just talk about, women, mostly women, but it could be anybody in general. Um, of who are just outside the norm, did things just outside the box. And there's a lot of wild women in the Bible who the Most High has blessed and anointed, and they did a lot of things outside the box, whether it wasn't very Christian orthodox or wasn't very within the society norm. And if you fit in that category, this blog series will definitely be for you, because I went through this thing where, like, how do I embrace my wildness while getting this new anointing and this blessing? How do I use, where does that fit in with all of this, with the spirituality, and where does it fit in? Do I change who I am? Do I change the whole totality of who I am? How do I keep a small part of myself still sacred? And things like that. And when people think of wild women, the most times they think of someone that's just very loose in an explicit sexual way. But to be honest, a wild woman can be a radical, a leader, a rebel. Someone who does something outside the box is not really your average normal type of female. Who beats to her own tune, who's a leader, and not a follower. And I think that says a lot. Because you can be all these things, and even though it's not deemed to society expectations, you can still be blessed if you're different. And I think we as the people, we need to embrace our differences. We're growing up now in this society where people want to cancel culture, and you can't say certain things because people feelings get hurt, and it's just this generation just seems very nitpicky about what you can say, what you can be, what is expected of you, what is accepted in society, through looks and all this stuff. And yes, of course, this has always been a problem. It's always been around, but this is like the most. This is where it's been like the most severe. Where, people, freedom of speech, they can't exercise their freedom of speech without being hindered for it or prosecuted for it, and it's crazy. And I wanted to touch on that and share stories, my personal stories. I also want to connect with other women and other male or female in general that would like to share their stories on the platform, or want to give me suggestions of different stories that I can share, that people that they know, famous or not famous. I am going to be hitting on a lot of people from the Bible, a lot of women from the Bible, such as Judith. Judith is not written in the main King James Version. She's written in apocryphal law scriptures. She got removed out, which I really don't understand why she got removed out, because she has a great, extraordinary story that I think needs to be shared, especially among women. Tamar, I'm gonna be hitting on Rachel, Ruth, Mary Magdalene, Eve. A lot of these women who were considered wild and radical and different, and they prospered and they were blessed for their individuality, for their uniqueness. And that's what I want to touch on. And I'm going to coincide it with my personal story as well. I'm not going to share too much of it because that's the reason for the book. But I am going to share a little bit of my personal story as well. So I just want to get up on here and let you guys know the things that I'm doing. I'm going to do a lot of different things on social media more often. Now that I'm finally starting to get into the groove of adjusting to having twin babies, and trying to adjust to becoming a wife now. I just want to get back to the groove of getting back on social media, getting back on YouTube, and just reintroducing myself to to let my fan base know who I am and to what to look out for. I am a writer. I am an author. I think I've established that before, and that is still so true. I'm just being more forceful in my writing. I'm being more. I'm taking more of a risk, and I'm doing just things a whole lot differently with the talents that God has, that the Most High has blessed upon me, and I wanted to share. I wanted to share it with you guys, and I hope it to be a benefit to you guys. So look forward to the Sanctuary Woman blog series. It is coming up. I'm going to be touching on a lot of things, biblical and unbiblical. I am going to be speaking on women that's not in the Bible, like Mary Fields, Stagecoach Mary, Clara Brown, and Box Neal. I'm going to be speaking on a lot of things in various scenarios that can hit a lot of people and connect with a lot of people. And I hope you are willing to join me and get some type of inspiration from this series. So like, comment, and subscribe to your girl. What are you waiting for? And I will see you guys real soon. I hope you guys have a blessed and wonderful Good Friday and a blessed and wonderful Passover weekend. Until then, bye, crazy lovies. Peace.